Have a lot of money in my pocket cause I just got paid. I could do it a little.
We are here in Cancun at Melé with the king of soca, Machel. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having me on the loop. It's always nice to talk to you.
You gave an unplugged show on the beach, on the sand. It was intimate, it was beautiful. Your energy was so amazing. I mean, we gotten accustomed to the big, well-produced shows that you've done, your concerts, really over the top. What did last time mean to you?
I mean, you know, moments. Every moment is a special moment, and some of them come along and they're very significant. So, you know, not just special, but significant. You get these opportunities sometimes to just step away from the norm, step away from the mundane, you know, step away from that programming that we own, and everything has to be big and bright and loud and fast and hard and mash up the place. So, you know, soca music is mash up the place, and Machel is Dr. Mash Up, and everybody know they come in for energy. But, you know, energy is a thing that it could come in different forms. So sometimes, you know, the unplugged side of me, which is a side that's very alive and very vibrant, people don't get to see that because they come into the shows. And I do a lot of little things here and there, the book launch, I'll pick up the ukulele and play, you know, in quiet personal settings. But to actually put on an unplugged show professionally, is something we only did a couple times. I remember at the Hyatt Lime a couple of years ago, we did an unplugged, maybe 5-6 years ago. And, you know, this time, you know, we had to bring up something different. Last year, Tribe suggested doing an early years concert, which we brought Farm and Happy, and we did some of the early Panasonic years, and that was beautiful coming off of the pandemic and seeing Machel back on stage for the first time in Melé. It was just magical. And this year, you know, they wanted something, and my manager, Che, he suggested, well, let's do an unplugged. And they come to me and say, you do an unplugged? And my first thought would be like, I really like to do unplugged my way and rehearse and organize it, because I want to, you know, do it in a way like Jay-Z decoded, like decode some of these songs for people, because there's a lot of coding in my material that people don't get a chance to see, hear, or understand. They just fit into it. So last night was significant because here was the opportunity to, you know, kind of just give people a peep over the wall. What really happens in the box, behind the screen, you know, like what the inner working of the laptop.
Yes.
And again, I didn't get the time to produce it the way I wanted. I didn't get rehearsal time.
And I think that is what worked. It felt so raw and authentic, and it felt like, yes. Because people were sitting on there watching the rehearsal, and it felt so like, yes, we are part of something amazing.
The people who watched the rehearsal got an even better show, because we did some things in the rehearsal that we didn't even get to do in the show.
Wow.
Because we would have been there for about 3 hours. And it was supposed to be an hour show that they said, Machel, you do an hour, but we were there for 2 hours. And, you know, it was special because for me, you know, when we came up with the idea of Monk and Monk music, I always told them that, you know, the music that I want to create must be played by the beach, by a fire, or on a mountain top just under a tree, or by the river next to the babbling streams, and, you know, or we must be just this rootsy music, but people can still dance, and fires could be lit, and food could be cooking, and we could be chill, no makeup, no high heels, you know. We just there to express nature and music. And last night felt like that.
And it was also it's showing the versatility of soca, because as you said, a lot of your music, they're love songs. We get love songs. And even if in the moment, the fete moment, you don't realize, wait, this is a love song. Last night it was very clear. These are love songs.
But at the root of Machel is love. That is the key to my essence, is love. And it's love for not just the culture and the music, but really love for people. Love for people, and my love, you know. It's so funny. I went to a retreat in California one time that I felt like I needed to recharge, and my issue was confidence. I felt like I had lost my confidence. So it was a time I was going through a transitional period of music and what I was doing. And I went there to figure out how to be confident. And coming out of that retreat, I really learned that my love is my confidence. And my confidence is my love. So anywhere where I can increase my love, I can turn up my love and figure out what my love is. My love is really sharing with people and giving them joy and making them laugh, and that is what was coming out in these songs last night. And you know, soca's supposed to be banging at you, but we always make it from our love space, and then we have to make up, like, how is it going to bang in effect?
Yes.
How is it going to make people jump? How is it going to make us some money? And then you add on all the other parts. But if you take those parts off and strip it down in its real essence, is that love song.
On a personal note, it was really special for me because I remember in past interviews we've done when you spoke about your spirituality and how the music starts off as, you know, praise to God, but in the carnival space you had to change it. And I remember we've had conversations about this, and so last time I'm like, wow, I feel like you see the growth when you are now so free to express this publicly. That really touched me.
It go from you take God and you change it to Gil, you know, and you make some money off of doing that. But you know, sometimes people want to party and have a good time and they don't want to hear about your sorrows, unless it's slow music and you're Adele or Maroon 5 and you want to, like, you know, cry about that breakup. Or people come to jump, or people come to leave the problems by the door, not to deal with the problems. And that's a dimension of soca that is very interesting, that when you can really get a song that can deal with it, is a magical song in the scene of the soca scene. So that is a big part of my wish. And I have been hiding it and tucking it in and tucking the reasons why these songs are. But I think now, you know, what got you here, I have a motto, what got you here wouldn't get you there. You know, there was one time the Whiner Boy and the being the sex symbol was working, and now that we go into the spiritual level and we're trying to get our music in a different place, and our music is, you know, needed to kind of help deal with the guidance of young people and the bringing together of the community, and, you know, making people understand that we one with nature, and just to help people to become more conscious of how magnificent and beautiful life is. Music is a big tool to do that, and my music has been doing that for people. For people when it come down on the low level and hit them somewhere. Happiest man alive. So many people who've been through cancer tell me that this song helped them, and I had a lot of people, you know, in different situations that the music brought them out of some sort of, you know, distress. And that's just because it's party music. But we could also tweak the music in a way that we could talk about some of the real things that are going on, like the mental health issues that people have, and, you know, a lot of people depressed, and a lot of people studying where they, you know, the economics going to rise from, and we could really start to write songs that people could hold on to and still chip and still dance.
And that's important for soca, because you hear younger people, they are more open about their mental health issues and all the issues they have, and they want music that helps them to cope with it. And sometimes they tend to be drawn to other types of music because they think soca cannot do that for them.
Because soca is always happy, 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 and it's just fet and frolic, and they'll go to the Trinity band music, they will go to the jazz music, because, you know, out of these areas where this music coming from is the youths who's singing about the real issues, and a lot of other people going through these issues, because that music is, you know, it is designed to speak about those things. It's just like, you know, reggae music is about the in your mind, rock music is about the frustration that you want to get out of your mind, you know, and I just think it's an interesting area that soca could start to dive into, and I have been diving into that area a lot, but I have been doing a lot of masking or hiding a lot of, you know, double entendre, a lot of hidden meanings, but I think it's really masking. But I think that a time comes when you can take off the veil and really be as raw and as real as possible. And the fortunate thing about me is to have fans and to have collaboration with Tribe in a place like Mexico Moon Palace, to have the opportunity to be able to do that. So everything happens in the right time.
Do you see yourself replicating this show in other places, in Trinidad, for instance?
Well, I mean, that has always been my wish. You know, I always tell myself, you know, just watching how Carnival is, and I keep going through a lot of transformation, especially when it comes to Carnival, that every year, what you're going to do, what you're going to do. And, you know, I have envisioned for a long time having 5 nights in Queen's Hall or somewhere where I'll do 5 nights of just Machel doing this, because it will be so much depth of the things that I would have to discuss with the songs. It will be long, and you know, I just thought that would happen with the right venue the right timing. It will definitely need to be sponsored and subsidized because it wouldn't be able to take 30,000 people, but a lot of people want to come. So there's a lot of moving parts that will have to be worked out, and with us, we always on the lookout for when is that moment.
I think we're ready for it, honestly. Coming out of the pandemic, I look at what Edison John did for Carnival.
Right.
And to me, there's so many different types. We have to evolve the product. Not everybody wants to go to a fete and jump up. People want to be able to, have a date night, and they want to sit down and really digest the music, listen to it, really have it touch your soul.
Yeah, it's about having an intellectual sort of different vibration to what is the basic requirement to just jump up and free up and wild up and head going headways, sideways, we out of our mind, we drunk till we falling down. Sometimes you really want to appreciate the music and critique and understand and relate and respond in a different way with the artist. I love to see myself in this situation with a microphone passed around with people asking questions and really going into a sort of intellectual discussion of the music, because the music is our culture. We all grew up with these songs and these stories, but have we ever discussed how we feel about it and what these things have done for our lives or could do? And I think we at that kind of reflection point because we're in the turn of time again, we're in a very important turn of time too, and I think soca have a big role to play.
Jumping a style on the rhythm like anga bang, anga bang, anga bang. Wada da 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 da. Anga bang, anga bang, anga bang. He's up it like anga bang, anga bang, anga bang. Wada da 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 da. Anga bang, anga.